What's up, Fuel Team? Coach Brandon here, and welcome to Fuel Everywhere Thursday, June 4th. This is our strength and movement day. So our strength piece, we have staggered stance, dumbbell RDLs, 4 sets of 8 per side. Superset it with staggered stance, hip thrust, again, 4 sets of 6 per side. So we have a little bit of a staggered stance, so adjusting our foot position. And we have some hinging and some thrusting, really working on our hamstrings and glutes. Next, our movement phase. So we have 3 different sections here. So first one is a 4-minute AMFAP. That stands for as much form as possible. 10 steps primal crawl forwards, backwards, and side to side. So that'll be 10 steps each way, followed by 10 tripod transitions. Rest 2 minutes, then get into another 4-minute AMFAP of 8 alternating high monkeys, 10 steps crab walk forwards and backwards, 8 reclined oblique twists per side. Rest 2 minutes. Our final AMFAP is 2 minutes, and it's 30 seconds of rotational rocking left, followed by 30 seconds of rotational rocking right. All right, let's get into warm-up. All right, so for warm-up here, we have 2 rounds, starting with 10 leg swings per side. Okay, what we want to focus on here, obviously as much range of motion as we can in our leg swing, but that we don't get any arching or basically any movement in our spine. So especially in this back phase, that's where we're going to see some arching or our pelvis tilt. So really focus on securing that pelvis and torso. Okay, next we have 10 downward dog to pigeons. So we're gonna be in this downward dog to start, or A-frame. Then we're gonna sweep a leg forward, hit a pigeon for a second or 2, and then come back up to that downward dog. And we're just going to alternate for 10 reps. Next we have 10 dead bugs. So our dead bug position, or our neutral dead bug position, arms and legs are gonna be up. Our 4 points of contact are lower back, butt, shoulders, and head. And we're going to drop down opposite arm, opposite leg, while maintaining all 4 points of contact. Okay, for 10 alternating reps. Then we have 10 hollow rocks. So the hollow rock at its fullest expression is extended arms and legs, rocking, really pressing your lower back into the floor. If we need to make that a little bit easier, so if you experience any clunking and you're not smooth, then what we can do is bend our knees, drop our hands down to our hips, or you can even hold on to your knees to make it even easier. Finally, we have 5 single leg glute bridges per side to finish up here. So dig one heel into the ground, shoulders into the ground, extend your hips until they're in between your knees and your shoulders. 5 reps per side. All right, so for our strength piece today, we have 2 different movements. Both of them are staggered stance. So the first one is a staggered stance dumbbell RDL. So we're going 4 sets of 8 per leg. So I'm gonna encourage you to grab 2 dumbbells, and we're gonna stagger our stance. So your back toes are gonna be in line with your front heel. Now I like to pop my back heel up off the floor, and now I'm basically RDLing into my lead leg. So I send my hips back till I feel tension in that lead leg, and then send my hips forward to stand up. At no point am I going past my hips and my hamstrings capability, so I'm not reaching with my back at all. Okay, definitely want to avoid that, or else we're gonna feel some lower back discomfort, potentially pain. Okay, so remember, hips back, hips forward. Okay, 8 reps per side. We're gonna superset that with 4 sets of 6 per side, staggered stance hip thrusts. So this is best performed with a barbell, and you're gonna need a bench or couch or some sort of elevated surface. We're gonna set up so that our shoulders are on that bench. Okay, our down position, our hips are down. Let's keep this chin tucked the entire time, and then you're going to extend your glutes and thrust that barbell up. You're looking to make basically a table shape. So squeezing these glutes so that we have a straight line or close to it, depending on our height of our bench, from our knees to our shoulders. Oh, and sorry, I forgot, we are staggering this as well. So remember, line up your toes to your heels. And that is going to put most of the weight on that back leg. Right, and we're gonna switch 6 reps per side. Great work, team. Time for some movement. So our first 4-minute AMFAP is gonna be 10 steps primal crawl, forwards, backwards, side to side, and 10 tripod transitions, okay? So starting with this primal crawl, we need to make sure that we get our proper stance here. So you're gonna start in a quadruped stance, and then you're just gonna bring your knees up. So your shoulders should be on top of your hands, hips on top of your knees. Okay, we're gonna move opposite arm, opposite leg. So 10 steps forward, and then 10 steps backwards, and 10 steps side to side. All with moving opposite arm, opposite leg. After those 10 each way, we're gonna do 10 tripod transitions. So you're gonna start on your feet, hip width apart. If I reach down with my right hand, then I'm gonna bring my right leg through my other leg and my hand to this seated position, and then back up, all the way back up. Okay, and we're gonna alternate these reps as we go. So if I start with my right, then I'm gonna go to my left. Okay, 4 minutes, as much form as possible between those 2 items. Okay, after that, we're gonna rest 2 minutes. Then get into another 4-minute AMFAP, starting with 8 alternating high monkeys. So you're gonna start in a squat position. You're gonna bring your hands to the side, and you are going to put your weight onto your hands as you kick your feet up. Okay, moving like a monkey here, and we wanna move as smoothly as possible, and we're just gonna alternate directions each rep. Okay, next we have 10 steps crab walk forwards and backwards. So crab walk, very similar to our primal crawl, except now our chest is facing the ceiling. Let's try and go opposite arm, opposite leg, 10 steps forward, and then 10 steps backwards. And then, last thing we have here, 8 reclined oblique twists per side. Let's go 8 on one side, then 8 on the other. So here's our reclined position, and there's my oblique twist. So I'm gonna do 8 this side, and then 8 the other. Let's try and keep our legs straight. We're gonna touch somewhere near our shins. All right, so after that 4-minute AMFAP, we're gonna rest another 2 minutes, and then our last AMFAP is 2 minutes long, and it's gonna be 30 seconds of rotational rocking left, and then 30 seconds of rotational rocking right. Okay, take as little breaks as possible, as this is only 2 minutes long. So for this rocking, I'm gonna get you to start by curling up into a ball. So we want that nice smooth rock, and we're gonna be rocking left for 30 seconds, and then right for 30 seconds. Okay, the objective is to stay smooth the whole time. If you need to make it harder, simply let go of your knees. Bring your arms down here to make it harder. Raise your hands above your head. And after that 2 minutes, you're finished. All right, and just one piece of cool down here to finish off, just one round here, starting with a 30-second sumo squat hold. So to establish our sumo squat stance, you're just gonna find your normal squat stance and then just go a little bit wider. Okay, so it's gonna look a little bit different for everyone. Main idea here is that you're wider than your normal squat stance. And what you're gonna do is get down until you feel a stretch. So for me, it's about right here. I'm not quite below parallel, but I'm starting to feel a stretch in my adductors and inside my hips. Okay, and I'm just gonna hold here for 30 seconds. What we really wanna make sure of is that our back angle is solid, so we don't want any of this rounding, and we don't wanna go so low that now my hips and my lower back are compromised, okay? Make sure we're in a good squat position, neutral back, active hips for that whole 30 seconds. Next, we have a 30-second pigeon hold per side. So pigeon, so this one right here, leg is bent in front of us. You can keep your hips square to the floor, But if you feel some knee discomfort, you can drop your hips down to the floor and then pull your chest towards your lead foot. 30 seconds per side. Next, 30 seconds, deep squat, narrow base. So now my squat stance is narrower than normal. And toes are probably gonna be facing forward, and you're gonna get down as low as you can and hold this position. Now, this is gonna be different than the sumo squat, as now your lower back is going to be rounded, and you're just trying to facilitate this position. Obviously, we wouldn't load this weight up. We wouldn't back squat like this. This is just for a movement purpose here. So really feeling a stretch, potentially in your ankles, calves, hips, and back. Okay, finally, we have a 1-minute standing straddle to finish things off here. So really wide stance, toes slightly facing out, and then you're going to forward fold. You can use your hands on the floor to give you some support, or you can take them off, cross them, and just hang out, whatever feels most comfortable. We're really stretching out those hammies and the groin. So 1 minute there, and then you are done. Thank you so much for all your hard work, and we'll see you tomorrow.